So we want to keep the swing in that happy space right behind the heart. Yeah. And it will be intense. We're recalibrating the posture. And so a lot of the sensitivity up in the pectorals and the space underneath the arms, the subscapula, it's just not used to being so engaged. But in time, it'll completely shift your posture in a really good way. Very good, guys. All right, so we come back through center. Pause. So we're going to open up our arms wide. So we're going to come into angel wings, right? We're going to start to bend our knees and just slowly pendulum swing back and forth. Just try it. So we're just allowing that to be easy harmonic motion, right? So now we want to start to sync up. So I'm going to turn around and go the same direction as you. Because if we bump our car like this, we might pop. Okay, so arms over wide, we're going to press forward, knees come down to the ground. Exhale, come back. Let's pause here. Inhaling forward, press. Exhaling back. Swing the arms up overhead. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, come all the way up. Woo, angel wings. Exhaling, come back. Inhaling, arms overhead. Beautiful, guys. Exhaling, bend, come forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Now let's stay here one more time. Wasn't that fun? All right, clasp the hands behind the head. Just let your body sway out from side to side. So that was angel wings coming through, our forward fold, and now back to a supporting back bend. All right, we're all going to go in the same direction. So we're going to walk our feet out wide, come through our sumo squat, and then we're going to shift into a forward fold. So in the forward fold, hook your elbows, right? So your hips are going to be directly over your ankles, just a really easy breezy forward fold. Turn your heels out and your toes in slightly, and then let your body sway from side to side. So we can create some of the linear movements just by moving from side to side like we normally do. Or we can try looking down and be inspired by the circular shape of the mat to do some angular momentum. So we're actually going to go from side to side, but we're going to spin from one side to the other. Now feel the difference when you add the spin, especially when you pause at the edges. So let that feel good, hooking at the elbow creases, nice long line of energy. So from the tailbone to the crown of the head, you're going to stay on axis, kind of like there's a straw running along the full length of the spine, and then you can drop the heart and keep the head in line with the body. Really good, guys. Okay, great. Come through center. Let's take a breath here. Now we're going to release our right hand down to the ground. Let it be right underneath your chest. Spin your gaze up to the left. Pull down strongly with the left elbow. So just coming into a wide straddle spinal twist. The more you pull down with your left elbow, the deeper the twist. Make sure the neck is happy. For any reason you need to look down towards the ground, let your body be relaxed and gaze down. Otherwise, bring out the full length of the spine. Inhale and lengthen, and then exhale, deepen the twist along the axis. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, deepen the twist. Beautiful. So we're going to straighten the top arm. Left hand goes towards the sky. You hold on to the swing, and then bring it overhead. Okay? So you're going to have an X in the swing, like this. So hands clasped together, and then we drop down. Beautiful, guys. So we can be really relaxed about it and just let the heart move towards the ground. If we want to get a little bit more strengthening in, so just see if you can just lift with your arms instead of your back. It's a habit to lift with the back, but just try keeping your entire torso heavy. And as you inhale, press, press, press with the arms. Press all the way up. Lift your chest. There it is. Really good. Exhale, lower back down. So the arms stay straight the whole time if you can. Inhale, lift. Lengthen. Exhale, release back down. Again, this is just our warm-up lap to get familiar with the swing and get some of the strengthening and the stretching that allow us to move more into some of the advanced poses later on. Great, one more time, inhale, lift. Beautiful, I'm going to come around and do it this way with you guys. So we're going to release the left arm. No, we're not. We're going to release the right arm. Bring it overhead. And then do second side. So left hand lands right underneath the heart. So in this position, the more we pull down with the right arm, the deeper the twist. So keep that long line of energy. Right? So you're moving from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Pull down and then look up and over if your neck is happy. Otherwise, let your gaze be down towards the ground. Really nice, guys. One more deep breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. It should feel really, really good. If it doesn't, we can change. But this pulling down, so we all do the wide straddle forward fold in a normal class. What's different is that the pulling up, that upliftment through the spine allows us to go deeper into the twist. Plus we have no compression on the spine, so we get that full length. It's a free chiropractic adjustment if you do it right. So we're going to straighten that top arm, lengthen through the right, slide in, hold on to the swing so there's no X this time. We just drop it straight down with bent elbows. Now when we're in the position here, the hips are directly over the ankles. We spread the sit bones, so we're pushing into the outer heels. And if we want to be really mellow about it, we can just drop the heart down towards the ground. If we want to do some dynamic strengthening, we're going to inhale and lift the chest. Just use the arms, not the back. Lift the chest and try to straighten the arms at the same time. It'll be really hard, right, if you do it just using the upper body. Exhale, lower back down nice and slow. Relax at the bottom, pause. Inhale, lift, tricep curl, press. There you go, lift the chest up. Exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Inhale, lift and press. Press, 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 all the way up to stand. Exhale, lower back down, nice and slow. That'd be easy. So just stay here. Sway the hips out from side to side. I call this happy dog because you're riding your tail. Okay? Make sure that the shoulders don't get overextended, but enjoy that stretch all through the subscap, the underbelly of the body. Really nice. And then when you're ready, you're going to come to stand. We're just going to inhale and press all the way up. So we're going to take a break from holding with the arms. We're going to come into some forward folds to the hip flexors. So instead of the intensity being here, it's going to be here. And just notice that these two parts of the body, just to get into some of the anatomical, this is where the congestion for the lymphatic systems happen. So even though it feels really uncomfortable, you'll just have to trust me that it's incredibly healing on the body. And over time, after you detox and get through the nausea and the weirdness and the wooziness, it'll start to open up these parts of the body that have been really stuck. So it's really quite brilliant to use the swing to massage you. Kind of like a lymph massage or a rocking session that you get for free, right, while we're doing the swing. But at first, just kind of embrace that intensity and back off and take a break when you need to. My assistants, when they first started working with me, were like, so what do I do about all the bruises? And I was like, bruises? What are you talking about? And if they didn't take a break, it will feel like the body is bruising, which of course is just the stagnation or the sensitivity there. It gets easier and better with time, so just stick with it even if the first time it's really uncomfortable. So I'm going to show you why we're doing. So Bob is one of our playful bunnies. I'm going to show you why we do the arm stretches so you can get a sense of how we can use and why it's so important to isolate the arms. And I'm just going to give you a little demo and then give you a little taste about how we can move the superfly so you know what it looks like. And of course, we're not going to do it next, but by the end of class, we'll try to do the superfly if all goes well today. Okay? So what I'm going to do is use my leg loops with my hands, press into the swing, and bop up. Now, I'm not going to be able to bop up if I don't have that arm strength. So we were practicing being able to fully extend the hands and lift the chest, right? But if you don't have the underbelly of the body strong enough to do that on the ground, it's going to be impossible to do it in the air. So even though it's really slow and kind of like simple, it's like, okay, this is it, this is all we do with the swing. I give you little step-by-step instructions, so by the end of the class, you will be able to push up into a super fly. We'll spot each other and all that, but I just wanted to give you a little, it helps to get the visual of like, why is this so important? Why are we doing this right now? And it's really fun to learn some of the acrobatics. But we get the core engaged, we get the hips open, we get the shoulders in alignment and the arms strong enough to move us into some of those poses, okay? All right, so let's switch the forward folds. So from our position like this, right? So we press up, and we're going to extend the swing to the hip flexors. So not the belly, not the bladder. The bladder will talk to you. You'll have to run and pee, and that's totally okay. Take a break if you need to. But we're going to lean forward now. So drape your weight forward. Stay on the balls of the feet and come down. It's tempting to want to lift up. The feeling of floating and flying is awesome. But we're going to stay bending at the hip flexors, which means we're going to, we'll move this over here and get a better signal. So which means that we're going to let all of the weight length through the side body here. Head pointing down towards the ground. Beautiful guys, you're all doing it. So you'll know that you're there if you're on the balls of the feet. If you rock back to the heels, it means you're not fully draping forward. So just notice in this forward fold, our head is way closer to the ground than normal. Keep the elbows bent and relaxed. And you can even try clasping the hands behind the head and pulling straight down. Lengthen through the cervical spine. So the neck is one of those parts of the body that gets really, really stuck. So you want to try bending the elbows and lean down here? Just give it a try. Clasp your hands behind your neck. Yeah. So you can create some length there. You want to try it? Walk your feet forward to the middle of the mat. Take distance. Take distance. Wow. There you go. And then just let your body hang. There it is. And clasp behind your head. Really good, everybody. Does that feel good? Nice. Yeah. So let everything else relax. Just let the swing do the work. So this is when gravity becomes our best friend. Right? So we're going to let as much as possible in these poses, even though we're going to move into some down dog sequences. We're going to be really relaxed about it because that looks great, everybody. Okay, does everybody feel the intensity on your hip flexors? Are they talking? Okay, we're only going to stay here for like 5-10 minutes and then we'll switch it up. So just take a break if you need to. But just enjoy the free rocking session. Even though it's intense, breathe through it. Okay, great. So if anybody wants to try clasping their hands behind their back, you can interlace your fingers, stay hanging, and then pull your arms up over your head. Okay, we don't have to shift anything except clasping the hands. Beautiful. You're fully suspended in the swing. You're not going to fall. Keep your feet on the ground. So if you want to sway a little bit from side to side, you can kind of shift, play a little bit in the pose, if that's comfortable for you. So Heather, all you have to do is walk your feet forward to the middle of your mat, and you'll have plenty of room for your head. Walk your feet forward to the middle of the mat. There you go. Perfect. So you're more high. I know you're like, okay, fine. I don't mind you being there. Beautiful, guys. Now, if the shoulders are tight, they'll tell you. Right? They won't go too far, and that's okay. We just hang on here until they start to loosen up. Okay, good. So release your hands back down to the ground. Yeah, you're not going to topple over. I mean, you might fall like 1 inch. You're literally like 1 inch from the ground, but the swing's got you. It is a trust thing. Remember, just like any new relationship, you're like, are you sure? Are you sure you got me? It's like, we're sure. But yeah, it is definitely a different feeling, but it's retraining the body to not bend at the waist. Most people are doing their forward folds from the lumbar spine. That's actually really uncomfortable for that area. It'll start to compress the discs. This allows us to bend at the hip flexors and be a little bit more honest in our forward folds. Let's do one more big stretch, reach back for the ankles. This is going to be a little bit intense on the hip flexors, but pull your chest towards your knees. Keep lengthening through the back of the neck. So Bob, you're going to keep your arms long and push your chest towards your knees, not your head. Yeah, there you go. So it's a little bit more of the Anusara practice, where we're going